savage creatures.
Just look, I've got to go now. I cradled the receiver and said to Mick, "What, for God's sake?" "Come on, hurry!" He turned and rushed from the room. I heaved a sigh, got up, and followed him onto the iron catwalk that fronted McCone Investigation's suite of offices, high above the concrete floor of Pier 24.5. 3 of my 5 staff members stood around the desk in Mick's office when he and I came in, staring at the brand-new computer, something he called a Wintel, that he'd coaxed me into spending a small fortune for. Ted, my slender, bespectacled office manager, fingered his goatee nervously and kept at a distance. Craig Moreland, in sweats and running shoes, looking nothing at all like a former button-down FBI field agent, had his arms folded across his chest. His expression suggested that he feared the machine might attack him. Charlotte Keim, on the other hand, was very much on the attack. She advanced aggressively toward the desk, her petite features set in stern lines. "You varmint," she said to the computer, her Texas accent more pronounced than usual. "When I get through with you, you're going to be roadkill." At that instant, a sickening thump came from under the desk. "Hell and damnation," Ray Kelleher's voice shouted. She backed out of the knee-hole, rubbing the crown of her curly red-gold head, a smudge of dirt across her freckled nose. "I told you it was plugged in," Mick said to her. A cold sense of foreboding washed over me. "What's going on here?" Mick looked down at his shoes. "What?" "I don't know. I must have done something wrong." "Why?" "Well, you asked me to print out the report on the McPhail case, and I tried to, but it's, gone." "Like gone?" "It's gone." There were no hard copies of the report on a major industrial espionage investigation due to be delivered to the clients that afternoon. "So's everything else," Mick added in a small voice, still hanging his head. It seemed to me that his shoulders were shaking slightly. Well, if he wasn't already crying, I would, in the well-remembered words of my father, give him something to cry about. "Mick," I said, "you were supposed to be a computer genius. You got suspended from high school for breaking into the Board of Education's confidential files. You smashed the security code at Bank of America and very nearly got yourself arrested. Last week, against my explicit instructions, you obtained federal information that even Craig couldn't call in markers for. So how in hell could you lose all your files?" He shrugged. "I don't believe this." "See for yourself." He motioned at the machine. I went over to the desk, narrowing my eyes against the unholy light, which I, one of the top 2 or 3 technophobes in San Francisco, am convinced is evidence that computers are a creation of the devil. A message was displayed there. White letters on the blue background. "April Fool, I've already ordered the pizzas." I blinked. Relief welled up and I staggered back, laughing and letting Ted catch me. Belatedly, I'd remembered my promise that if Mick could trick me this April Fool's Day, I'd treat the entire office to pizza. 1:33 p.m. "Cher," Ted said through the intercom, "Glenna Stanley's on line 2. "Calling from Hawaii?" Glenna Stanley was a documentary filmmaker who had offices on the ground floor of the pier. For the past 2 weeks, she and her crew had been shooting a film on the island of Kauai. I depressed the button. "Hey, Glenna, what's happening?" "Nothing good." Her Australian-accented voice was strained. "Sharon, do you think you could come over here as soon as possible?" "To Kauai? Why?" "I want to hire you. My backer on this film agrees it will be a good move, so I can pay your usual rate and cover all expenses. And there's plenty of room in this lovely house I've got on loan. You could bring Hai along, make it a vacation of sorts." I hesitated, thrown off stride by the unexpected request, as well as by Glenna's tone. Even at the worst of times, she displayed a sunny disposition that could be off-putting to us curmudgeonly types, but now she sounded miserable. I said, "You better tell me what's wrong." "Can't. Not now. Somebody might overhear." "When, then?" "When you get here. Please, Sharon." An undercurrent of panic in her voice made me sit up straighter. "Glenna, I can't drop everything and fly over there without knowing why. Besides, I'm not licensed in Hawaii. I'm not sure I could arrange it so I could work there. I could refer you to an agency in Honolulu." "No. I need somebody I can trust. It could be, well, a life-and-death situation." "Are you serious?" "Never more so. I think somebody's trying to kill me, or kill someone else on my crew." "What? Why do you think that?" "Something happened this morning. I really can't go into it now."